Now, with an 11 breaking news alert. This is KKTV 11 News at 5:30.
A fire forces evacuations in a southern Colorado neighborhood. This fire broke out just over an hour ago. We'll tell you what's happening right now in a live look at the scene here first at 5:30. It's good to have you with us tonight. I'm Adam Atchison. Right to that 11 breaking news alert. Evacuations are now lifted for a wildfire that burned in Woodland Park. This is a live picture. Our crew is on scene. You can see that, or have been seeing over the past hour or so as we've been showing you live pictures, that there was some smoke that was still lifting from the area. At this point, I don't see that. I do see some emergency crews here in the shot. We know that the fire is out at this point. That's good news. But the city says people are allowed to return home. That's even better news for those who were evacuated. This happened in the area of Sunrise Court and Morning Sun, right off of Highway 24. Neighbors were told to get out right around 4 this afternoon. 11 breaking storm chaser Eric Kelly took some video from the air for us in the area. At this point, this is a shot that shows some of the houses and their distance from some of the smoke that was rising there on the upper side of your screen. This is a developing story. We don't know the cause yet, but as soon as that information does come in, we will pass it along to you right here on 11 News and at KKTV.com. Now, in the midst of all this, we're following an 11 breaking weather alert. That's for the cold temperatures outside. Things keep dropping out there, Brian.
It's 2, that many.
Wow.
Right there, Adam. Yeah, temperatures continue to fall off as we extend into the evening, and any little bit of breeze out there puts a nasty biting wind chill of 12 below zero. Fortunately, no flurries around right now, and this is what it looks like on top of Cheyenne Mountain, where the clouds have been clear all day, but the cold air is making its way up Cheyenne Mountain. It's 1 degree right now in Cheyenne Mountain, and you saw the video there from Woodland Park that showed a lot of sunshine, and they were a lot warmer up there than they were down here. The problem? Yeah, they're going to get in the deep freeze too, but look at these wind chills right now. In the single digits below zero for many, feels like 21 below zero right now in Lyman, and overnight tonight, the actual temperatures are going to be very cold area-wide. All these clouds are going to fill back in, so by the time tomorrow morning gets here, it's a gray, foggy, flurry-ish kind of start to the day, and then we'll entertain the prospects of some snow that might actually mean something later on tomorrow afternoon and night. I'll detail that for you coming up in just a little bit, Adam.
Okay, thanks, Brian. COVID-19 vaccination clinics will go on as planned this weekend in southern Colorado, despite well below freezing temperatures we're expecting. The governor is pleading with Coloradans who have appointments for a vaccine to still go. 11 News reporter Megan Heiler is live at home now. Megan, a lot of people are scheduled to get the shot here in the coming days.
Adam, starting tomorrow, 5,000 people right here in El Paso County will be getting their first round of the shot of the coronavirus vaccine. Now, Governor Polis says now is not the time to let up and adds it's important that we don't let Mother Nature slow our progress towards the pandemic. This weekend, Centura is holding a mass vaccination clinic at the Broadmoor World Arena where thousands of seniors and educators will get vaccinated right from the warmth of their own car. The governor says these clinics are great. He just wishes we had the supply to be able to do more.
There's not enough vaccine. If we had enough vaccine, we could have those large-scale clinics running 6 or 7 days a week, and we would be able to administer 400,000 or 500,000 doses of vaccine. But we're currently only receiving about 90 to 100,000.
The clinic at the Broadmoor actually had a trial run yesterday where about 600 vaccines were administered. Now we'll be back up and running tomorrow morning and Sunday. Adam.
Be there, of course, to feature that. Thank you so much, Megan. 2 local UC Health vaccine clinics will also go on as planned this weekend, despite those cold temps. The vaccine clinics are set to be at UC Health's Memorial Administrative Center on Pikes Peak Avenue and at Memorial Hospital North on Briargate. UC Health says both clinics are indoors. The hospital system also says more than 2,400 appointments are scheduled between those 2 locations. UC Health clinics are normally closed on Sundays. Looking ahead now, all drive-through COVID-19 test sites in El Paso County will shut down tomorrow and Sunday because of the cold weather. Some of them are still open until about 6 o'clock tonight, so that if that gives you enough time here in the next 25 minutes to head out and get tested, you can do that. Otherwise, the county health department says test sites will be open again starting Monday at 10 a.m. And the testing site at the Pueblo Fairgrounds will also close down this weekend. The Pueblo Health Department is pointing to the extremely cold weather as the reason there, too. They say that the Fairgrounds testing site also plans to reopen Monday at 10 a.m. like the ones here in El Paso County, but that could change if the weather conditions stay the same. Right now, more than 271,000 Coloradans have been immunized against COVID-19. They have both doses of the vaccine. 271,000, that's according to the state health department. The El Paso County vaccine dashboard also says over 77,000 doses have been administered in the county. The data shows that over 54,000 people have received at least their first dose of the vaccine. Nearly 23,000 have received both doses, again locally in El Paso County. Thousands of Pikes Peak area teachers have their first dose of the vaccine tonight. In the weeks to come, it's likely many more will follow suit as well. We're taking a closer look now at how many educators in southern Colorado have signed up to get the shot so far. 11 News reporter Ashley Franco is live at a UC Health vaccine clinic where some of these educators have gone to get their appointments set up. How many teachers so far? Break this down for us, Ashley.
Well, Adam, those numbers coming up in just a second, but so many of them have already had their first shot. And while local districts can't require their teachers to get the vaccine, many say they hope most of their staff will in order to get kids back in the classroom. Each district has their own story. This shows the total number of staff members compared to those who have signed up to get the vaccine through the district specifically. Teachers had the option to also go through their primary care provider.
I think if our families know that a greater percentage of our schools have been vaccinated, that may ease the burden on their mind about whether or not it's safe to send their student to and from school.
Some local teachers say they hope their coworkers who haven't gotten the vaccine might change their minds.
Just knowing that if there's something we can do to protect our students and each other, we should be doing that.
And if you're able to get the vaccine, and let's finish this year all together.
Now, those numbers will likely increase in the coming weeks as more teachers sign up to get the vaccine. We'll be sure to keep you updated. For now, reporting live in Colorado Springs, I'm Ashley Franco, KKTV 11 News.
Okay, Ashley, thank you. It's cold out there tonight, single digits. Brian says it's only going to get colder, especially for overnight lows. Still to come on 11 News at 5:30, what the Colorado Springs Fire Department is warning you about heading into the weekend. But first, we have an update on a deadly shooting in southern Colorado. Why police are now releasing this video from the night they say it happened. We have an update tonight on a deadly shooting that we've been following for weeks now. Police say they need your help identifying a person of interest. Take a look at this video that police did send out from the night of this alleged crime. It shows what happened in the area around where this was at the end of January. This is the Casa del Sol apartments. The victim is identified as 31-year-old Ronald Harmon. If you have any information that maybe would help investigators with who was in that video, you can make an anonymous tip by calling Pueblo Crime Stoppers. That number is on your screen right now. It's 542-STOP. The IRS just started accepting tax filings today, and the Pikes Peak United Way is also beginning its annual tax assistance program. That program, which is free, allows people in households who make less than $57,000 a year to get their taxes filed by trained professionals. United Way says that many have already signed up for tax assistance this year, but there are still open spots. They also say they're following local COVID-19 prevention guidance during this program this year. We have a link where you can learn more about the service or even schedule an appointment with the United Way on our website. Just go to kktv.com, click on Find It. Colorado, the temperatures, as I've said, are only expected to drop even more over the weekend. And the Colorado Springs Fire Department is warning people to make sure that your pipes don't freeze and burst as the weather gets colder.
Broken pipes can be very expensive and can really make a mess of your property.
Remind Coloradans to keep garage doors closed to keep as much heat inside your home as possible in the coming days. Any heat over the next few days is going to help, Brian, right?
That right. And on Valentine's Day, it's probably going to be the coldest Valentine's Day on record here, at least for Colorado Springs. We've got 3 degrees in the forecast for your Sunday. I'll let you know what amounts of snow you have to look forward to and when this Arctic air is going to get out of here. It's coming up next.
Now, with an 11 breaking weather alert and your certified most accurate forecast, Chief Meteorologist Brian Bledsoe.
Well, it's no secret those bitterly cold temperatures are here, and they are here to stay for a while, folks, as we head through the course of the weekend. But we're also going to have a little more snow to talk about, and some of that's going to get going later tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow evening, as our hour-by-hour forecast model shows right here. I will preface this by saying where you're seeing the darker blues, that's where you're going to see the heavier snow. The lighter blues, well, not so much. So let's see how this kind of plays out. And you don't see a lot of dark blue along the I-25 corridor from Denver down through Pueblo, and I think that's probably how this is going to shake out. A couple of different bullseyes southwest of Pueblo, and then eventually out here over the eastern plains and into western Kansas later tomorrow night and at least through the very early morning hours on Sunday. Now, obviously, you can read the temperatures here, so I don't have to point that out to you. You know it's going to be cold, but how does the snow evolve after early Sunday? Well, a lot of it tries to get out of here. I think there will be some flurries and light snow around pretty much all day long on Sunday, and then as that storm system gets out of here, it takes the snow chances with it. The problem, it's also going to take the clouds with it. When we lose the clouds, look at where these temperatures are going to end up early on Monday morning. Just nasty cold levels in the teens below zero for a lot of us, folks, especially here in Colorado Springs, where we might end up around 15 below zero. That 20 below in Burlington, that's the actual overnight low temperature. So in terms of the dangerously cold numbers, that's going to be something that's going to prevail not only for tonight, but basically right through early on Monday. We have the fluffy light snow to contend with too. It's going to accumulate maybe up to 2 to 6 inches here across the Pikes Peak region before it's all said and done. And then the farther south you go, kind of the same story right there in Canyon City and Pueblo. I've got 2 to 6 inches in the forecast. Mountain locations will pick up a bit more, especially in the wet and the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. And then out in the southeast plains, there's a little narrow window of opportunity for possibly higher totals here between Lamar and Springfield, maybe extending a little bit farther to the northeast, extending into western portions of Kansas, where you might see as much as 4 to 10 inches of snow. So keep that in mind. If you have travel planned later tomorrow night and through the day on Sunday, the roads are going to be less than ideal. Bitterly cold temperatures eventually make their way out of our area. Watch the clock up there, but not until Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. But the good news is that Arctic air will modify and retreat off to our east, and that'll spell some better temperatures in that forecast, which no doubt is what a lot of us are going to be asking for. So after 10 tomorrow, only 3 on Valentine's Day with the snow showers around. Bitterly cold to start Monday morning, 15 below. We only go to about 8 degrees on Monday, and then after that, yeah, that's when the Arctic air gets out of here. We see temperatures get back into the 30s. Maybe a snow shower around on Wednesday. We'll worry about that later. Pueblo, Canyon City, and Woodland Park, you know, with the trend is pretty much the same story. The next couple of days will be nasty, with Sunday being the worst. After that, we'll modify this air and see numbers climb back into the 30s by mid next week. Adam?
Brian, thanks. The cold weather could take a toll on Valentine's Day this weekend. Coming up on 11 News at 5:30 tonight, why one local restaurant says they're prepared.
This stock market report is sponsored by Carlson Financial, putting you on the better side of retirement planning. Now, KKTV 11 Sports with Richie Casalino.
Last season, there was a ton of concern surrounding minor league baseball. The league was considering drastically cutting affiliate ties to a lot of teams, but it seems, at least for now, cooler heads have prevailed. Today, the MLB announced a realignment to its minor league system. Now, they're keeping all 120 teams, just tinkering with divisions and keeping regional opponents closer to one another. The Rockies farm system will include one team each at AAA, AA, High A, and Low A, as well as their development team in the Dominican Republic. So not much has changed there. Here's a list of teams you should probably already know. The Isotopes still the AAA affiliates. And if you're asking, does this affect the Rocky Mountain vibes? The answer is no, it doesn't. They're still in the Pioneer League, which is independent and is considered a partner league with Major League Baseball. Up in the bigs, the schedules for spring training have been updated. The MLB cut exhibition games and is trying to limit travel during the pandemic. Pitchers and catchers report Wednesday. Spring training set to begin for the Rocks on February 28th. All right, major NFL news. One of the best defensive players in the game is a free agent. The Texans released star J.J. Watt today. Watt is a defensive back. He's a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. And the Texans, they're a mess. They're going through a rebuild right now, something Watt just clearly was not interested in sticking around for. So instead of looking for a trade, Watt hits the open market. Of course, the question has to be asked now, how do we get this guy to Denver, right? Lots numbers for his career, kind of Hall of Fame, or at least close to it. He's dealt with some injuries in the last couple of years, but still someone with a lot of football left to play. Gary Kubiak was his coach in Houston, so maybe it's time the Broncos make a call there. Watt could also go play alongside his brother in Pittsburgh. We'll let you know what happens there. CC Hockey returns to the ice tonight for the first time in 19 days. You can probably guess why. COVID protocols postponed their series against Denver again. But they're in Omaha tonight, ready to face the Mavericks. The Tigers haven't won a game since New Year's Day. Yeah, CC Hockey's only won 3 in their last 16 games this season. Coach Havlin said this little break was a chance for the guys to reset. We'll see if it works. Their 2-game series begins at 6 tonight. They play again tomorrow. We'll get you highlights of this one at 10 o'clock. Finally, the best way to put a losing streak behind you, of course, start a winning streak, right? Denver Nuggets rebounding from a 3-game skid, blasting Cleveland 133-95 on Wednesday. The Oklahoma City Thunder come to Ball Arena tonight. Tip-off at 7 o'clock. Adam?
Richie, thanks. So the cold weather that's ahead for the weekend could hinder some couples' Valentine's Day plans with those kind of temperatures, there's no doubt. But this could also pose a problem for restaurants, which have been relying on outdoor seating during the pandemic. The owner of one local restaurant says outdoor dining, the setup outside the store, is prepared to keep people warm this Sunday, even during those single-digit temps.
We have radiant heat over each table that's electric, so it's actually fairly warm. Not only does it heat all 4 people at the table, but it'll also heat the food. We're anticipating couples, so they'll even get more heat distributed between the 2 of them.
That owner also says that he anticipates some cancellations once people feel just how cold it is going to be, but they say they're still prepared to serve couples this weekend. We're following an 11 breaking news alert, and straight ahead on 11 News at 10, we'll have the latest on a wildfire that burned in Woodland Park, a small one. We'll tell you what we're learning about this. Caused some evacuations, but everybody should be back in their homes tonight. Plus, despite the cold weather, mass vaccination clinics will also continue this weekend in Colorado Springs, where the county stands in vaccinating people 70 and older as of tonight. Don't forget, KKTV 11 News is your breaking news and weather leader. We're at kktv.com throughout the evening hours, and we'll see you again for our next newscast at 10 o'clock.